My husband, Mark, was a very strong man who lived life to the fullest, and we shared 30 years of life together. When he was 45, he was diagnosed with small cell lung cancer and was given three weeks to live. Just immediately, I remember feeling like I entered a new dimension of stress I didn't even know existed.
The reason why we're in this business is to deliver benefits, whether that's delivering a retirement pension, which is what you hope you do, and then it's life insurance and disability and critical illness. But that's really what we're there for.
So when Mark had that diagnosis, we were not stressed financially. Okay, we had long-term disability in place. I mean, I was in the hospital there with him for a month and a half. I mean, I was by his side. Where else should I be? I'm not going to be anywhere else.
If you have to go and spend a day or two at the hospital versus making sure that the bills get paid, you're going to do what you have to do. And so it's critical that the cash is there.
When I received the check, it was just as if Mark was right there. Right. I mean, that was Mark taking care of us. That's a gift of love. I was able then to be with my sons because I needed to make sure my sons are okay. They had just lost their father. Mark and I used to say to each other, this is one of the best things we can do for our family. It's something we can do for each other. It's something we can do for our sons. After Mark had passed away, then of course I realized it was time to do a review of my personal plans. So Abe and I, we worked together to take a look at, first of all, the life insurance and making sure that that was invested properly. So then, of course, being a single parent, then it was very important for me to say, okay, now what insurances do I have in place? And what else do I need?
So the first thing we did is we applied for some more life insurance. We then applied for disability insurance. And then we applied for critical illness and office overhead insurance.
And it doesn't mean that you're a negative thinker. It means that you're actually quite a positive thinker. You're preparing for good health, you're preparing for a high quality of life, but if something happens, then you are prepared.
My cell phone rang, and it was Sandra. She was in Calgary at a clinic having a scan done, and she had just gotten the results, and they weren't great. So I was the second call that she made, and it was devastating.
So when I was, given this diagnosis, it helped to take the fear out of the process. You're telling me I have 2 years to live? I'm telling you I'm going to be 80. When I met with my oncologist at the beginning of September, he said to me that there's this drug Avastin, that if you take Avastin, statistically it'll help extend your life by 5 months. And then he said, but you need to know that you need to pay for this drug. And I asked him how much, and he said, well, it's dependent on your weight, but it'll be about $3,500 a month. And so he said to me, one option you may consider is you may need to sell your house. Now, he didn't know that I had critical illness insurance, so that I didn't even need to consider that option. The last thing I want to do right now is sell my house. I want to get better. I don't need that kind of stress. This is my family home. That's the whole point of having insurance. My oncologist, when he saw how I was handling the fact I could make a decision to proceed with the drug therapy, he saw how calm I was and still am. He said to me, I think I need some of that critical illness insurance. So I've referred Abe to him.
The ways you build trust with clients is to tell them the truth. They respect you a lot more when it's not always just easy answers. And you have to dig. We had some meetings with Sandra where we never talked about product. We talked about life.
Because we have a working relationship where it's basically, it's ongoing. I don't see any end to our working relationship at all. I know that he's looking at what's in my best interest now and my family's, but also for the long term as well. And we talk about strategies for the children and for the grandchildren. Great West Life has provided excellent service in issuing checks for life insurance and also for the critical illness insurance that I needed for my health care.
We had really done a good job for her. And the thing that really bothers me is that what would have happened if that was a client where we hadn't done that good a job? And that bothers me today. So we're going to be talking to everybody about critical illness, disability insurance, And so quite often that's what clients appreciate, is the fact that it's a matter of making a choice, not a sales pitch. Let's say, okay, here's your choices, and here's what you need to do. Here's my advice. Make a decision.
So talk about personal power, okay? When you are in a situation where you're given a health challenge like this, you can feel that you've lost control. Everything's out of control. But one of the things that I've experienced is I haven't felt that. I have peace, I have confidence, and I have minimal stress. So when you are in that place, you can deal with anything.